Alright guys, I just want to make this video to clarify some things I stated from my video titled I Explain Why the Glock Gen 4 is Banned in California. First of all, what I want to say is for all of you gun guys living in California, I hope with everything in me that all of this gets changed. I hope you can get any gun that you can get your hands on in California. I am not picking on you as an individual or anything like that whatsoever. What I am doing is pointing out the ridiculous laws that the state of California has in place. So as a gun owner in California, do not take what I'm saying personal. California needs as many pro-gun guys as they can. You need to take your friends, family, get them into shooting. Maybe one day we can get these laws changed around. But I'm pulling for you, and I'm hoping for the best. Okay, so let's get into the video. What I stated was the Glock Gen 4 is banned in California. Now, I am on the State of California Department of Justice, Office of Attorney General, roster of handguns certified for sale. And as you can see, no Generation 4 Glock handguns have been approved as of Thursday, July 19th, 2012. Every day, the date down here changes. Tomorrow it'll say July 20th. Now look, first of all, let me get this out there before I get a ton of comments. I know about the SSE exemption, which means single shot exemption. And I'm going to explain that for the other people that don't know what that is. And I know about the PPT, the private party transfer. Okay, number one, the private party transfer, that is the legit way to get one of these guns that are banned per the list. That's what I'm speaking of. Per this list, Department of Justice in California, that Glock Gen 4 is banned. I know there are guys that have them, and I know you can get your hands on one, but you have to use one of these two ways to get one. When I said banned, I'm only speaking about the California list here, okay? Now, you can get a private party transfer, which, knowing how gun things go, and when things are hard to get, it's probably not going to be a real easy time to find these on a private party transfer. And if you do, I imagine that they're going to charge you more than what the gun would cost normally to get your hands on it. I know how those things go. You know, the Kel-Tec KSG shotgun, the 14-round shotgun, is selling for $1,400, $1,300 to $1,400 on Gunbroker, and that gun MSRP, I believe, is $700. So you see, because they're hard to find. That works with every model of gun down the line. So you can do the private party transfer. Now, you're going to have to find a private party that somehow legally had gotten one into California, or has one somehow in California first. Second, that person's willing to sell to you. Third, you're going to have to discuss price. Okay? That's one way to get one. Now here is the other. And I'm not going to show this website's name, but I am going to let you read the... We'll start from here. Here is the single shot exemption explanation. And this is from a business in California. I'm going to read over the viewfinder because I can't see it through the viewfinder. I'm too far away. It says, okay, here it is. Here is how the single shot exemption works here at our store. Now, what I'm going to read you here is a way that if you find a gun store that will do this for you, this is how you can get a Gen 4 Glock on the single shot exemption. First, you'd have to find a gun store that's willing to do this. I don't know if every gun store down the line does this in California. First of the single shot exemption cannot be done on every pistol that is not on the California roster of approved handguns. Most of the guns we offer require us to purchase extra parts to make the gun meet the dimensional requirements of the single shot exemption. The gun must have a minimum barrel length of 6 inches and an overall length of 10.5 inches. Most guns are not even close to this. The solution is to purchase a new barrel from manufacturer or source one from an aftermarket company. In some cases, this may cost as much as $500. There again, just pointing out the ridiculousness of this California law and the way the California handles firearms in its state. So that was me speaking personally. Now back to the reading. So now that we have found a barrel, we need what this is speaking about now is you found a barrel now that makes that gun compliant. The barrel is 6 inches or longer. Okay? So now we have found a barrel. We need to lengthen it so it meets the single shot exemption requirements. They have to lengthen that barrel now if it's a 6-inch barrel. So see, there's a lot of hoops you got to jump through even to do this. Usually lengthening the barrel will help us meet both dimensional requirements. The final modification is to manufacture some sort of block that can be inserted into the magazine well. Let me stop for a second here. Okay, so what they're talking about is not only do you have to have a barrel that's long enough, what they're speaking of is like getting a Lone Wolf 6-inch barrel and then they stretch it out, because Lone Wolf is easy to find barrels, but you know, you're probably not going to find a 10-inch Glock barrel. Now what they're talking about is they have to devise a way to put a block up the magazine well of the Glock Gen 4. Okay, the final modification is to manufacture some sort of block that can be inserted into the magazine well. The purpose of this is to change the gun from a semi-auto magazine-fed firearm to a single-shot firearm that can only be loaded 1 round at a time. Now you might be saying to me, let me stop for a second again. You might be saying to me, well, that's stupid. Why would you want a single shot gun? Well, you can modify the gun back when you buy it. You will find out about that as I read on. Okay, let me see, where was I at? With the longer barrel installed in the slide and the block installed in the magazine well, we now have created a single shot exempt pistol. Okay guys, that's what I'm talking about. Now if you go through all those steps I just read above, you can get the Glock Gen 4 in California. This pistol is now exempt from the California roster of handguns and legal to sell in California. Whee! When you come in to purchase your single shot exemption pistol, it will be configured with the longer barrel and magazine block installed. Now, I don't know why I'm talking like a drill sergeant. Let me get back on. Okay, you will start your ATF and Department of Justice paperwork and start your 10-day waiting period. Now you got to wait 10 days on a single shot pistol. When you return to pick up your firearm, you will sign and complete all necessary documents and receive your SSE pistol. The gun is now yours. Okay, now here is what you do. At this point, the gun is now yours and you can legally modify it. This means you can remove the lengthened barrel, remove the magazine well block. This may require some tools, I like this part, which we have handy for you to use. We will then pass over the original barrel and magazines that came with your gun. You can install the barrel and magazine back into your gun, and there you have it. Your gun is now fully functional, just as when it started life as a Glock Gen 4 or an HK-45. Yes, people, you are now legal once you own the gun and you modify it back. It does not fall under the importation exemption. Please visit our single shot exempt pistols page to view a list of pistols we are currently offering. So this site is actually has a place you can see what they offer this service on. One final note, because of the extra costs that are deferred to us as your friendly local gun shop, please don't assume that we can just get any gun and perform the SSE for you, single shot exemption. We only offer this service to firearms that we know we can sell multiples of. The HK-45 is a very popular firearm. So that was an easy choice for us. The factory HK barrel that we purchased was $475. That means they spent $475 to be able to put something in this gun that's going to put it on the single shot exemption list. And guess what, folks? That $475 and the other hoops you're jumping through here is going to come out of your pocket when you buy the gun. So now you're going to take a $900 HK, and then they're going to add all the California extra taxes and whatever else you got to do, the paperwork fees, and then the gun store is also going to gouge you with an extra fee because they have more work time and money into this firearm. See, nobody wins with this. It's just stupid. So we need to sell quite a few to spread the cost of that barrel out. Point proven. The 1911 barrel we made will fit most 1911 models out there. If you want to purchase a 1911, the only real issue is availability of the firearm. With that said, please check our website for the SSE options we have before sending us an email asking us to SSE some random 32 ACP. I like that. That they only made 500 of. The gun is most likely out of the question due to the cost and availability of parts. See, they have to be able to get parts and things like that. However, if there is a gun that you cannot live without and are willing to incur the cost, if you're willing to pay that price of purchasing an extra barrel, give us a call and we will make it happen for you. See, now, like I said, you're going to have so much money wrapped up into something like that. You have a gun that's not on the list, you're going to buy a barrel, and then you're going to pay them extra money. You know they ain't doing it for free. You know they are not registering this as a single-shot exempt pistol for free. Why are they doing this? Because it skirts the law, and it makes them extra money. I'm sure they've made a ton of money just off of extra fees concurred with doing that, okay? I don't blame them. They're a business. More power to them. They can do that. People will shell that extra money out and not even feel bad about it because they're getting something that's on the banned, the handgun roster list of California. Okay, guys? I just wanted to clarify this and let everyone know what this is. Some people from California had contacted me and they seemed to be a little bit upset. I want to say once again, to all my handgun brothers in California, I am not in any way, any shape, or any form taking any shots, so to speak. No pun intended. I am not taking any shots at any pro-gun guy or shooter, and sport shooter, whatever, hunter in California. I am hoping for the best for the state of California when it comes to this, and I wish you could just walk into the gun store and buy all the guns that we can in other states. Okay? I'm not going to trash you just because your state has these laws. You have nothing to do with that. You know, sometimes gun guys pick on some guys that are in California, and that's not right. Don't pick on any of these gun guys that are in California. They have nothing to do with this law, and if they had their way, it wouldn't be like this. The people that we have to go after and how we go after them is by voting. It's going to be, I'm going to level with you guys. It is going to be a mountain of an uphill challenge to reverse these laws in California. California is steadily pushing forward for more regulation. They do not want to retreat one footstep. But you never know what can happen in the future. So many gun laws around the U.S. have changed for the better in the past 10 years that it's amazing to me. So let's just keep trying, keep voting for who, vote for the best possible candidate that you can to try to get these gun laws reversed in California, guys. You know, until then, guys, in California, keep shooting, enjoying your sport, take family, take friends, co-workers, get as many people into the sport of shooting as you can. That's going to help in the long run. The more people that are educated about guns and handguns in California and don't believe all the dribble that they spew out from the government there, the better off we're going to be in the long run. Alright everyone, I hope this explains crystal clear the points from my video. If you need anything further, you can easily contact me through a private message or in comments on the video. Alright guys, until next time, this is H4T, and I am out of there.